Hello, everybody, and a happy Thursday. Well, whenever you're listening to this, if you're listening to me on the podcast on the Game Changers Experience, then it could be any day, right? But if you're listening to me here, we're going to use what I was going to say to you guys. If you're listening to me live, use the hashtag live, or if you're listening to the replay, use the hashtag replay. That would be super awesome. So today's 10-minute business accelerator, it's all about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. And I'm going to give you 5 key tips. Now, if you like what we're talking about, if you're listening to us on LinkedIn or on YouTube, of course, you can click on the bell notification, because every time that I go live, you get a notification, and that way you won't miss out on any big opportunities. What I was going to say to you guys, if you like in terms of like content wise, please do me a favor, PLC, post, like, or comment on the comment section below. And if you're listening to this through the podcast, of course, all of the links will be below. So if you've got your pens and paper handy, let's get straight into it. Anyway, so let me give you the first top tip, because I'm going to quickly share with you guys about what's really working well on my LinkedIn profile, right? So, so there's a couple of things, especially in terms like LinkedIn is a great social media platform to really be able to double down. LinkedIn has really evolved especially over the last sort of 6 to 12 months or thereabouts. And if you are looking for businesses, B2B, B2C, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But LinkedIn have got a great, a great search engine. They're a great way to build relationships and connections. But what LinkedIn doesn't like, it doesn't like you going off site. It basically means it doesn't like you to sell. It likes you to build long-term relationships. It likes you to, the algorithms like no comments in in your main post, for example, and stuff like that. So here's a couple of things. So I'm going to give you guys some quick tips on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. And in fact, what I'm going to do with you is I'm going to quickly share my screen, because I think it's probably the easiest thing to do. Let's see, share screen. And for you guys that are listening to this on the podcast, what you can do is you go to the YouTube channel, and that way you can find out a little bit more about what I'm doing right this second. So let's see. Here we go. Share. Perfect. All right, guys. So listen, you should be able to see. Oh, here we go. That's me. That's not good. Let's have a look. All right, cool. So you guys should be able to see my screen now. But here is, I'm going to give you 5 key top tips. So the first thing is to make sure that you've got a really strong headline. People don't care what you do. People care about what you can do for them. Okay, so for example, the first thing is always about like, what is the big benefit of why people should connect with you? And so for me, like in my headline, I put here, elevating leaders in professional services go from confusion to clarity to create exponential growth. So there's a big benefit there. I've identified a core problem and I've identified the results. So in your profession, for example, how are you effectively building long-term relationships? But more importantly, how are you creating curiosity and creating a hook? A hook as in to like hook people in to engage with you, right? And the other thing I mentioned on here, there's a couple of key important things that I do. So obviously you've got business strategist, you've got a couple of key things that what I do, but also I'm asking them to actually go to a specific part of my profile. So if they want to learn more information about me and whatever I do, then go to the featured in section, for example. Okay. So I think that's extremely important. Oh, hang on a second. The other thing I'm going to say to you guys is the profile picture here. So the profile picture is like super important. I always find that the best profile pictures, you can use a profile picture which has a plain background. Okay, it doesn't have to be like this one. you know, this isn't a super plain background. Actually, we're going to change the background. But one of the key things that I learned recently, actually, is if you are standing with a profile picture and then you're pointing yourself to the arrow, say you're pointing to the right, you know, people's inclination, human psychology means that you're actually going to look to the right, if that makes sense. So, yeah, so that was what I was going to, that was what I was going to say to you guys. So make sure that you got a really good profile picture, and you know, you're directing people. So headline, super important. So what is the core benefit? What's the problem? What's the core benefit in literally less than 6 words? So if you can explain to people what you do in less than 6 words, identifying problem and solution, okay, that's really going to help your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so super important. Then I mentioned the profile picture. The other thing that I that I forgot to say to you guys as well is the cover as well. So the cover is extremely important. So if you've got a cover, which is the background cover here. Now, obviously, it's because I'm actually doing LinkedIn Live, but the cover should be LinkedIn optimized in terms of like the dimensions, but it should have one thing and one thing only. So if you're promoting, say, a masterclass, you're promoting your services or your product or whatever it might be, but just to add, just to focus on one specific thing. So I see a lot of covers where they might have, you know, like featured in Forbes, featured in this, featured in that, whatever it is, but it's too busy and it's extremely distracting to the eye. So have one thing and one thing focused. Like on my cover, I have like our book, the best-selling book of Play the Game, right? And I'm just encouraging people to then go ahead and purchase it. It'll be on Amazon, listen to the Audible or whatever it might be. So I have one thing and one thing only. Okay, so that's like super, super important. So that's my third top tip. Okay, so first one is headline. Secondly is the profile picture. And the third is a background cover. Now, if you are not a graphic designer, which is probably like most people listening to me here, the best thing that you can do is actually use canva.com. So Canva, Canva, canva.com. You can set up a free account, by the way, and you can create really super professional LinkedIn back covers, and it will take you like 15 minutes, literally take you 15 minutes. Or you can just get someone, some very simple graphic designer to just put together a professional background cover, right? So those are the 3 things that, those are my 3 big tips. Now down, if you scroll down, you're, obviously this is my name. You're probably thinking, how did I get the word business strategist? Because that's exactly what I do, right? I'm a business strategist. Now, what you can do is you'll have these sections here. We have open to, add profile section, more, and then we've got providing services, okay? So my 4th top tip on LinkedIn is if you go into the providing services tab, click on that, all right? And then it will give you a number of different options. So you're able to add services. Now, you're able to add 10 different services to what you currently do. So if you do life coaching, then great, life coaching. And then what's that kind of affiliated to? If you're in leadership, what specifically do you do? Do you do executive coaching? Do you do team building, etc.? If you are a solicitor or a lawyer, what services do you provide? Do you provide intellectual property? Do you provide family law or whatever it is? What are the services that you guys can do to do that? And then what I was going to say to you, then you'll have a small about us section. All right. So again, this is just about you and your company. For example, what do you do? How do you help people, etc., etc. Okay. So those are the, that's the kind of about us section. And the last section, what I was going to say to you guys as well, which is super important as well. You'll see here, Adam Strong Services, for example. This is what you specialize in, services, etc. You can actually, what was I going to say to you guys? If you go to the review status, we go to the review status really, really quickly, because I know my 10 minutes is TikTok, 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 TikTok. Oh, okay, those are the reviews. So in that section alone, okay, you can really learn to optimize some of those, your LinkedIn profile. And the other thing that I was going to say to you, if you haven't already done so, by the way, I'm going to quickly share this. One second. Is to look at is to look at your testimonials as well. If you haven't got testimonials or endorsements set up on your profile picture, on your profile, for example, do so right now. And the reason why I say that is because social proof is so much more easier to sell you than anything else. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry, my internet's a bit sloggy, so apologies. But if you scroll down, you'll be able to see, you'll be able to get to the, what do you call it? The, not skills, the recommendations. Here we go, the recommendation section here. So here, I think I'm touching on about 80 recommendations. Make sure you got this activated. So you want to get some received, and don't be one of these people which go off and get like 10 done in a week. You want to spread them out. Like 1 to 2 a month is perfect, right? But you want to see that you're up to scratch type of thing. So I hope this is kind of like helping you guys to give you some ideas about how you can optimize your LinkedIn profile. But this is really working in our business. And this is just helping to track that hooks, but it also is helping to enhance your credibility as well. So listen, hope that you have enjoyed today's 10-minute business accelerator. What I would also endorse you guys to do is to check out the business growth quiz as well. The link is below if you're listening to this through the podcast, of course, and the links are below, of course. If you're listening to me on that, use the hashtag live, use the hashtag replay. That would be super thankful. So listen, we're not going to be here tomorrow. We will be back next week, of course, and I'll be back on here doing my live stream again. So listen, have a wonderful day, week, whenever you're listening to this, and I wish you an amazing day. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.